Joining us now, Congressman Bryan Steil from House Financial Services and Congressman Greg Murphy from House Ways and Means. Congressman Steil, first, your reaction to that report. Is D.C. so normalized to fraud and wasting taxpayers' money that this doesn't matter to anybody anymore in Washington?
It's got to matter. And what the American people deserve is a government that's accountable. And this government is not accountable.
But how do you make them accountable? How do you make them accountable when you're blowing money out the back door and taxpayers have to pay for that? This is massive fraud.
Well, you got two problems. One, you're blowing the money like you just said. Money's going fast and loose here in Washington, and it's a massive problem. But two, we're not having the oversight hearings that we need to have of Biden's government agencies. We need to call these bureaucrats before Congress, hold them accountable, and stop the fraud and abuse that's going on from the reckless Biden spending.
I know. We hear time and again, hold them accountable. I understand, Congressman. I respect you coming on. But, you know, Congressman Murphy, I mean, how do you stop it? And now Congress wants to raise everybody's taxes after that happened?
Yeah, it's absolutely absurd, especially in the day where now we're having close to double-digit inflation, Liz. And this just doesn't ring well with the average worker in the country when they've had, close to $5,400 now removed from their paycheck to pay for inflation. And then you're literally doing just the opposite of what needs to be done, and that the Biden administration wants to take more out of your pocket and create more government entitlement programs. It's absolutely asinine and perverse.
You know, now we've got this. So we're dealing with that. And now we've got a president who went on 60 Minutes, who made numerous statements that now the White House is walking back. And you know it's bad when it hits late night TV. Watch this.
Before he left for London, the actual President Biden sat with 60 Minutes for an interview, during which he said a number of interesting things. He said the pandemic is over, which is weirdly not reassuring at all. It's like saying Freddy Krueger is dead and he's never coming back.
We have trouble with COVID, or is the pandemic over? Lorraine, the affair is over. I still have sex with Bethany every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, but the affair is over. I gotta go, it's 5:45.
Okay, that last joke was a bit of a stretch. But, Congressman, you know, we have even Dr. Fauci rebutting the president, saying the pandemic's not over. So, Congressman Steil, I mean, if the pandemic is over, is he going to stop firing soldiers, cops, firemen, health workers, and government workers for not sticking to the vaccine mandate?
Everybody's left wondering who's writing the teleprompter for President Biden. We need to rip the Band-Aid off all these COVID-era policies. People want to get their way of life back, but the Biden administration continues to want to use the claim of COVID to jam through legislation, such as giving $10,000 to individuals for student debt relief. What we need to do is rip the Band-Aid off and get our lives back. And what this Biden administration wants is they want to have their cake and eat it too. He wants to claim victory on COVID and at the same time use the excuse of COVID to drive through his liberal agenda.
So to what the congressman just said, Dr. Murphy, the Pentagon is about to expel tens of thousands of troops who've not complied with the vax mandate. I know we have 15 Republican House members sent a letter to the Pentagon chief, Defense Secretary Austin, saying, what's with this leaked memo describing what they called blanket denial of religious accommodations to the vax mandate?
Yeah, Liz, that's un-American. Let's just put it very, very plainly and clearly. You know, to the point, there are still people dying from COVID, without a doubt. You know, when I still go in the hospital and I see people dying, but the pandemic part versus the public health emergency part, which is what Biden is pushing so much for his dictatorial powers, really is gone. It should, his powers, emergency powers, should be relieved. And to the point of fact where Secretary Austin and what they've done to our military is absolutely abysmal, to the fact that we can't recruit for our military, and he's pushed the woke policies onto our own military, really truly endangering national security. I think it's absolutely absurd, and the fact that we don't believe in religious rights anymore in this country.
You know, the other thing, too, the question is, just dovetailing to what the congressman just said, Congressman Steil, I mean, they're going to stop mail-in ballots, too? I mean, all these pandemic emergency things popped up, and the president, we know, cited the pandemic as a national emergency for his $1 trillion student loan bailout. But that's not stopping colleges from tuition gouging. We know House Republicans are talking about taxing college endowments to pay for that. Many of them, like Harvard University's own endowment, they're bigger than a hedge fund. Harvard has a $54 billion endowment.
Yeah, these universities. Go ahead, Greg.
No, you go ahead, Brian. I like you better. Well, if you will, if it's okay to go ahead and speak on this, because I was on a college board, and what I saw is, while I don't disagree with the intent of some of my colleagues wanting to tax some of these endowments. I think more, as you know, as Kamala always says, get at the root of the problem. The root of the problem is that these colleges and universities have no incentive whatsoever to stop spending. You know, I was on the college board of my alma mater, and the president at the time did not know a program that she didn't like, a new program she didn't like to fund. So if you go on the campuses these days, we're now having majors in gender studies and some of these other things that are not marketable. So there needs to be a transformation, a true transformation on colleges and universities into stopping the reckless spending.
Congressman Steil, your final word.
Absolutely. Greg's perfectly right there. We need to get college costs under control. The Biden administration's proposal not only subsidizes it, but it makes the process worse, and it's going to drive up the cost of education. We got to get the costs under control.
Congressman Steil and Congressman Dr. Greg Murphy, thank you for joining us. Good to see you.